everybody, and welcome to the lovely multi-class race event tonight, where I must say I'm having some major issues already with the fact that I have no control over what camera or who we are watching, or what camera we're using or who we're watching. It's really got a mind of its own this evening, and I've tried disabling my auto cameras, but that just seems to make everything so much worse. So we'll stick with it. Let's turn on all of our overlay, there we go, and just hope that nothing goes too wrong. We're at the very end of practice here, and I will try my hardest to keep it from doing stupid cameras like that, but I don't know why it's doing it, but it is. I'm just gonna do one last thing just to try and limit it doing those stupid cameras. But anyway, good evening everyone tonight and welcome. Like I say, a lovely multi-class race going on tonight. We've got an LMP1 field, as we've got a car running around at the moment, Giuseppe Ayera. He's running around in the Porsche 919 LMP1 2015 car. Oh, sorry, no, he's not. He's running around in the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. So, a really nice car there. As I think I fixed my camera issues. We can just hope. We can just really sit back and hope that I have. Anyway, so yeah, we've also got the GTE cars. Now then, going through qualifying, which we're just about to get to now, I'm going to talk you through what cars we are going to be racing around tonight, and also just talk about some of the drivers that are racing tonight. So we've got a half an hour qualifying session in front of us. So following that is a 1 hour race. There is a mandatory pit stop windows that drivers have to take. That is in between 20 and 40 minutes. So 20 minutes into the race, the pit window will open. Drivers then have a 20-minute slot in which they have to make a pit stop for a certain amount of time, I think it is, before you're allowed to come back out, and that pit window will close with 20 minutes to go in the race. Talking about driver assist then, that's going to be the factory ABS and the factory traction control. So I believe the LMP category, the prototypes, I think they have both ABS and traction control available to their availability. The GTs not so much, however. I believe that they only, actually I don't think they get either, so it's going to be a real trick for them to get around. We've got a huge field of drivers here tonight. Then we've got 23 drivers going to go out onto the circuit. I'm taking that wonderful 24 slot because I'm a very, very annoying person. We've got 8 prototypes then, and we have 15 GTs. That's what is planned, and that is what we are hoping for. It's going to be an amazing race. I really do think so. It's going to be a really good race, and the fact that it's Nürburgring, it's a rather short circuit, only 3.2 miles or 5.15 kilometers if you are on the in the countries where you aren't going through miles and instead you go through kilometers. It's 5.15 kilometers. It's a rather short circuit. It's also a rather tight circuit, so drivers, I think they're going to have a little bit of difficulty when coming across traffic of other classes. As Alain Roloff coming out of the pit lane and decides straight away to move over. Hamdi Al-Uini, he is one of the drivers in the Toyota TS040 Hybrid. That is one of our prototypes that are heading out onto the track. You also saw Giuseppe in the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro. The final one then, the final car of the LMP category is the Porsche 919 LMP1 2015. We have 2 Porsches running around. Yeah, we have 2 Porsches going to be going around in that prototype class. In the Audis, we have 2 as well. The Toyota being the more popular choice. 4 drivers in the Toyota. So we'll be seeing that Toyota go around a little bit more. Hopefully they won't have some of the reliability issues that the certain real-life drivers had. So yeah, not too good for them. And then in that, yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, because you've got 2 Porsches, 2 Audis, 4 Toyotas. It's definitely more the bigger choice, the one that people really want to race in. So we'll go with that. Currently looking at Jeffrey Tazanoy then. He's running in the Porsche. So Jeffrey running in that Porsche 919. It's coming up to the bottom chicane. This is down into our GT class then. Alessio Aira. So you saw Giuseppe Aira. He is running in the prototype class. Alessio Aira running in our GT class. Lucas Gerlach also running in our GT class. As you can see though there, the Corvette definitely the most popular. Looking through your sign-up sheet here, so the Corvette C7R GTE car, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers signed up in that Corvette car in our GT class, as Hamdi El-Rouini has started a timed lap here. So those lap times that are getting put in at the moment are all out laps. They're not really representative, like they're not really the times that drivers will be getting. Continuing looking through your GT field then, so the Corvette, we've got 6 drivers signed up. The Ferrari 458 GT2 car, 458 GT2, we've only got 2 sign-ups. That's interesting actually, we've only got 2 sign-ups in the GT2 cars. Jeremy Brewer being one of those. Then we have the BMW M3 GT2, and the M3 has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sign-ups. So it's really just as popular as the Corvette. 6 in the Corvette, 5 in the BMW. So they're rather even. Lights being flashed by Hamdi El-Rouini there. It's not actually being flashed by him, it's in-game. Flashing it at, I believe, a driver on their outlap at the moment. Then finally we got the Porsche 911 RSR. And that is being driven by only 2 drivers, so definitely along with the Ferrari. So Ferrari and Porsche really not a big choice. Only 4 Porsches overall heading out into the tracks. 2 in the LMP class, 2 in the GT class. Hamdi El-Rouini though puts in a lap time. It's not good enough to beat Jeffrey Tazanoy, who's come across the line. Now it's interesting to see actually that most drivers are on the softs. Now I believe that's the softest compound that the LMPs can run, but the GTs, Alan Roloff Groth, sorry, he's currently out on the super soft. Same with Jeremy Brewer. So is that only the... No, because Alan Roloff Groth, I'm just trying to look here now. I don't believe that they're in the same car. They aren't. So that means that super soft tyres are available to all of our GT drivers. So the fact that only 2 of them are actually running the super softs, as the tyre you would assume would be the best one to run in qualifying, that's interesting to see. Hamdi El-Rouini looking to improve on his lap time. Currently with a 1:42.131. That's over 2 seconds, over 2.5 seconds behind our current provisional pole sitter, Jeffrey Tazanoy. Florian Weiser currently leads in the GT field with a 1:56.3. Rather slow lap also by Roberto Di Filippis, but it's only the beginning of a rather long qualifying session, half an hour long. So drivers will definitely be looking to improve. Heading through Coca-Cola then, out of the final corner and across the line. Will it be an improvement for El-Rouini? It is, but just behind Giuseppe Aira. Puts in the second fastest lap time, but it's good to see that El-Rouini is improving on his previous lap, and like I said, it's only the beginning of qualifying. We'll probably see quite a lot of changes throughout this session. As we go through, 24 minutes remain in the session tonight. And then we have an hour-long race in front of us. See, like I say, keep on saying actually, this I think is going to be a really good race. 2 different classes. It's going to be really 2 different races to be watching. and it's going to be really interesting to see how the traffic work around each other. Now, we've seen in our endurance league that we're doing, the Race Department Le Mans series by Fasaro, that at the beginning of the season, at the Thrustmasters 12 Hours of Interlagos, we had quite a lot of issues when the two classes came across each other. We had a number of incidents, but coming up to round number 3 in the Race Department Le Mans series by Vasaro, the Thrustmasters 24 Hours of Le Mans, it became a lot easier between the two members, like the two different classes, as they were coming to the prototypes, getting past the GCs and GCs sticking on their line. And we've just seen there, El Urini hanging back behind the GT in front of him, doing a really good job at hanging back, but that maybe that's not what's going to happen in the race. You sometimes get hot-headed, definitely if you're in a battle. If El Urini is only a second behind Giuseppe Ayura in the race, and then he comes across traffic, he's going to want to get past as quickly as possible. But it's going to be interesting, like I say, how the two different classes interact with each other in the race. A very short circuit indeed, 3.2 miles, with about over 10 seconds between the fastest of the two classes. In fact, it is 16 seconds between the two classes over the course of the lap. That just shows us that the interaction is going to be very, very quick, and it's going to happen very often. 15 seconds is going to be lapping within, well, that's lapping the session leaders within 7 or 8 laps, let alone the rear of the GT field. That could happen within 3 or 4 laps. So even though, for example, Jeffrey Tadlow currently on our provisional pole, even if he can get away from the rest of the field, that by no means means that he's going to be able to pull away without having any other incidents or any issues. Because if he comes across lap traffic, and it's going to happen very, very early, as I've just tried to go through and look at, it's going to happen very early. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, Hamdi El Urini trying to get past a GT driver going into, that was into the NGK chicane, and then running off of the circuit. Now, I would love to change who we're watching. Can we watch Giuseppe for a bit, or can we go down to a, maybe to a GT driver who's looking at Cabano? No. Like I said, I have almost no control over what we're doing today. So it's decided we're watching Hamdi El Urini for most of qualifying. Hopefully he'll go into the pits and someone else will be able to get a lucky shot at being displayed on stream. El Urini again, look at that, just maybe having a bit too many issues with the traffic. He's trying to get past Gaylor Clapano, who's in 15th position. He's been able to do that this time. That was on the exit of the Mercedes Arena. Finally able to do it up towards Valvoline. Now that's, again, it's just going to be the issue. If you can't do it in qualifying, where really you have the patience, you can have the patience to just hang back. Okay, this lap time's not going to be a good one. Let's just hang back. Let's not do anything about it, and we'll go for a lap next lap. We'll get past when it's a safe place. And I think that is certainly what El Urini was trying to do there. But again, it's maybe be a little bit more hot-headed in the race. 10 minutes gone then, and we are yet to see respectable lap times for, actually we're yet to see a lap time at all from Tariq Jamil. He's yet to come out onto the circuit. But our current order: your prototype field, your LMP1 field, Jeffrey Tazanoy is on provisional pole. He's got almost a second ahead of Giuseppe Ayura, who is in second. Joseph Elton sits in third position, with Hamdi El Urini being knocked down to fourth. Roberto De Filippis is in fifth position, and David Izquierdo is in sixth. Now, we are meant to have 8 prototype drivers. I believe Tariq is a prototype in a prototype. So it means we are got 7 prototype drivers. In your GT field, though, Ronnie Boehm is your provisional pole for the GTs. Florian Weiser is in 8th position. Second position, 8th overall. Alain Ronoff-Groff is in 3rd, and Toby Ogasanro is in 4th. Alessio Ayura 5th position, Lucas Gerlach in 6th. In 7th and 8th, you have Jacob Skov and Eugene Abramov. In 9th and 10th, you have Jeremy Brewer and Martin Faber. Running out your field in your GTs then, Gaylord Caplano, Nicholas Redman, Ralph Euler, and Nuno Rodriguez. Like I said, Tariq Gamil, oh, he's just put in a lap time, and if we can, if this allows me to take control for just a moment, Tariq Gamil is in a prototype. So Tariq is currently in 21st. He's on an out lap. Sorry, he's on a time lap. Then it just won't let me. 1 minute. If I now turn off, here we go. I think it's fixed, so I can turn you off, and let's go find where he is on the circuit. Tariq Gamil, there he is. Hopefully now that will be fixed. I'm going to turn it back on in a minute. Unless we're just going to watch the same guy over and over. Tariq Gamil, though, currently in 21st. He's running in prototype. That was an out lap time. He was sitting in the pits for quite some time. But here he comes now up through, I don't want to butcher that name, Hatson Bash Bogan. And up to the NGK chicane. Behind a GT driver that's going to slow him down a little bit. And he's going to go through Coca-Cola Hairpin. Behind the GT. Well, the GT driver pulls off and moves out of the way. That's in the Corvette C7R GTE. Tariq Gamil crosses the line into 5th position. That's not too bad. 2 slower prototype drivers. So Tariq Gamil running in that Toyota TS040 hybrid LMP1. The number 7 liveried car. Heading out of Mercedes Arena. We're actually going to go on board if we can get a nice looking on board. There we go. Run on board as he heads out of the first sector. He only needs to improve by about 2.5 tenths and he'll get past Hamdi El Urini into 4th position. But another GT driver in front of him. I think that's where it's going to be really difficult for the prototypes to get a good lap in. Is you're going to nearly always be in some sort of traffic, and if you're going to come across this GT driver at some of the worst points on that circuit, a lot like Gamil, sorry, got up to the GT driver during Ford. That's a really difficult part to be behind someone at. Looking at it now, Jacob Skov has just gone out onto super soft tyres. What I'm really surprised though is David Izquierdo. He's slowest currently in our prototype field. He is running on the medium compound. Same with the slowest in the GT field, Nuno Rodriguez. Now, is that just saying that actually the medium compounds, you're going to lose a lot of time driving those? And it's going to be interesting what compound drivers are going to be doing. Whether they're going to stick to the same compound for both stints, or are they going to go onto different compounds for each. We're going to ride on board with Tariq Gamil. He's improved to 4. We're going to ride on board and I'm going to let you listen to that engine. Maybe we won't, because he decides to pull off at turn number 1. Well, that's a shame, but we will have to find someone else to run on board with at some point. Ronnie Bowen, though, coming up. He is in 8th position at the moment. He is leading our GTE field in that Corvette C7R GTE. So he's currently leading the qualifying session. We are halfway through that number 3. Pure yellow Corvette. Looks absolutely beautiful indeed. Now it's interesting to see that actually the Corvette and the BMW, the more predominant choice. Do you know what? Out of the 2 fields, now what cars would I go in? I'd love to know what cars you would go in actually out of all of the cars that are available to you. I'd love to know. If you don't quite know what cars are for each field. In the LMP1 field, we have the Porsche 919 LMP1 2015. We have the Audi R18 e-tron Quattro and the Toyota TS040 Hybrid. In the LMP1 class, I would personally probably go for the Porsche. I think I really would go for the Porsche 919. It just seems like, for me, that would be the car of my choice. In the GTE field, then, also I'd like to know what car you would drive in the GTE field. Corvette C7R GTE is one of our two more predominant choices. We got the Ferrari 458 GT2, the BMW M3 GT2, and the Porsche 911 RSR. Now, in the GT, it's a little bit more tricky for me to decide. I mean, I would say the Porsche, but for me, I don't feel too comfortable running in a Porsche. I mean, I've run Porsches in most GT races that I've done. It's just really the entry car, if you think about it. It's one of the entry sort of level cars into GT racing. Well, that's what I believe it is anyway. Then a little bit biased as Ronnie Bowen pulls off the circuit there. We'll see if we can find someone else heading up to the pit lane. Florian Weiser, let's ride on board with him. Then yeah, I was just looking at I'm a bit biased with the Corvette because I raced in the Race Department Le Mans series. I raced with TXL Racing at that opening round, and I was driving in the Corvette. I mean, I haven't been in the team since. I did that one race and thought, enough's enough. I'm not fit enough for endurance racing. I'm fit enough to commentate endurance racing, but racing it, I just don't have the brain power or the muscle power to do extremely long stints. But I think if I had to choose between one of the four to drive, I'm going to have to say the Porsche. I really am going to have to say the Porsche. But yeah, let me know what cars in the two classes that we're running, the prototypes and the GTs, let me know what cars you would drive. We are about 12 minutes away. Thank you, F1 Game, for subscribing. Welcome to racedepartment.com. And thank you for leaving that lovely sub for us as we're still on board Florian Weiser here. Now, hopefully, he's going to stay out because next lap I'm gonna go silent. I'm gonna turn up the engine sounds for you, and we can hope that it's going to sound very nice indeed. As I'm just going to get my volume mixer up, so get ready to turn up a set of Corsa for you guys. Coming through the NGK chicane, Florian Weiser pushing to the limits, looking to improve. He's currently second in class, almost a second off of Ronnie Bowen, who leads the class. Coming across the line though, let's turn it up. As he comes out of the final corner there. As the very nice line. Thank you, Nito Mazza, for subscribing. Welcome to racedepartment.com. And I am being severely told off for my pronunciation. Because apparently it's not apparently you've written posh, but okay. Apparently it's not Porsche, it's Porsche. Or as Daniel has put into the chat, it's Porsche. So, okay. Well then, it's very interesting to see all these different lovely pronunciations. Thank you, Renate Cossir, for subscribing. Welcome to RaceToBum.com. We've got 8 more minutes, and now's a perfect time to catch Florian, actually, because he's just gone into the pit, and he has improved very, very slightly. Before we went on board, he did actually go a little bit faster. Now, this is our provisional pole sitter, Jeffrey Tazanoy, knocking up into turn 1 a little bit. He's about 0.2 faster than Giuseppe Ayera. Now, actually, it's interesting because Ayera was about a second down earlier on. He's really improved on his lap time. Tariq Emil also going faster. He's been able to knock his position up to a P number 3. Hopefully he won't be starting in P8 in the race like a certain somebody we know. 7.5 minutes to go, and you just see down at the bottom there a LMP car trying to get past a GT car, doing it rather well. But coming through up towards Schumacher S there, pushing to the very limits in his number 17 Porsche 919 LMP1 2015. Doing really, really well there, pushing to the very limits again, picking up a little bit of grass. Now, with about 6.5 minutes to go, I'm not expecting too many changes. The fact that I've still only seen 3 drivers on the Supersoft. Actually, saying that, Jacob Scoff has gone back onto the soft tyres, and now Nicholas Redman has gone to the Supersoft. And whilst we were away on board with Florian, I was looking through, trying to look at whether those 4 drivers that have now used Supersoft were in our Ferraris and in our Porsches, because they're only 4 drivers totaling those 2 cars. So we only have 2 in the Ferrari, 2 in the Porsches. But looking at it, no, because Alan Roloff-Groth is in the BMW, so anyone in the M3 is able to run the Supersoft, and it's just interesting to see that they're not, and it must be that they're just maybe not getting as much grip, or I don't know, maybe they're getting enough grip but they're wearing out before the lap is over or something. Jeffrey Tazanoy off the circuit. We're actually now looking at Alan Roloff-Groth. Now, Alan is running on the Supersoft tyres. He's only just faster than one of our other drivers on the Supersoft, Jeremy Brewer. Running in Alan in the M3. Brewer is in our Ferrari actually. So really, it's only Nicholas Redman who actually no, because like I said, Roloff-Groth in the M3. Now it's just, I'm confused at why some drivers are on Supersoft and some aren't. Well, most aren't. As it looks like the only driver still on mediums is Ralph Euler. But I believe he was on softs before. It was Nicholas Redmond who was at the back in the medium tyres. He's now put on Supersofts and has gone to 19th position. Coming through, the final corner goes Alan. Is it going to be an improvement on his time? Oh, sorry, this is an outlap for Alan. Okay. Coming out then, he is only about 0.5 of a second away from Toby Ogunsanwo, who sits in 12th position in class. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in class. So Alan currently 6th in class. 7 prototype drivers out on our field then. And that means there are 14 of our 15 GT drivers. We're missing 1 prototype, 1 GT driver, but 21 cars heading out to the field. 7 prototypes will be pushing to the very limits, trying their hardest to get past the 14 GT drivers without too many issues. 3.5 minutes to go now, and Jeffrey Tazanoy sits on provisional pole, and that most likely will be converted to the pole by the end of the session in our prototype. In the prototype category, Giuseppe Ayera in 2nd position, Hamdi El Yurini in 3rd, who has been able to improve in his lap time and knocked Tariq Gamil back down to 4th. Joseph Elton in 5th, David Izquierdo in 6th, and Roberto Di Filippi, sorry, that's really small there, Philippis. So that was very easy to pronounce, and I was trying to make it as hard on myself as I possibly can. Roberto Di Filippis in 7th, and leading your GT category on provisional pole for your GT class, 8th overall, Ronnie Boehm. Florian Weiser in 9th, Lucas Gerlach in 10th, Toby Agostino in 11th, because he's just been able to get past actually just right then. He's been able to improve to 11th and knock Alessio Ayera down to 12th. Alan not able to improve on his time, doesn't go up the order anymore. We're trying to find someone else to watch now. We're not watching El Yurini anymore. We watched him for like 10 minutes at the start. We've got Alessio Ayera here. Alan Roloff then in 13th position, Jeremy Brewer in 14th, Eugene Abramoff in 15th, Jacob Scott behind that, Martin Faber, Gaylord Clapano, Nicholas Redman, Nuno Rodriguez and Ralph Euler round out your field with just 2 minutes to go in qualifying. Coming through the Mercedes arena here. I was trying to say here and arena at the same time, and it almost turned into Hirina. That wouldn't have been quite right. About 1.5 minutes to go as we just listen to that Corvette. Absolute beautiful sounding machine. We get to listen to it for an hour. So, with about 1 minute to go then, for those of you who have joined rather recently and do not know how today's session is going to play out, we have just finished, well, we're just coming up to finish, our half-an-hour qualifying session. We then have a 1 hour race session in front of us, which means that traffic is definitely going to be a major part between the two classes. Within that race, we have a mandatory pit stop. It will open after 20 minutes of the race. It will close with 20 minutes to go. That means it's going to be open for 20 minutes. So it's 20-20-20. Very nice indeed. All drivers will have to pit. We then have driving assists are the factory ABS and factory traction control, which I believe means that the prototypes will have both ABS and traction control to their availability. As Ayera spins, proving that I don't think he has traction control. And yes, the GTs, I believe, don't have either of them. 10 seconds to go. Ayera on an outlap. You'll only just get in to put in another time lap. Hopefully, no one will get in his way. Going into turn number 1 in the TCR Corvette. Very nice start to the lap there. Look how close he is, though, to Alain Roloff-Groth. It's only about 0.04 of a second. Coming out of McLaren Arena now, heading down towards Valvoline. Hitting the brakes, turning in. As close to the apex as possible. It throws him out before Ford. Getting to the other side. A little bit of a lock-up and a really wide entrance there. Didn't really get to the inside apex as much as a number of our drivers do. Heading up towards Dunlop. Through the hairpin again. Really late on the brakes and going rather wide there. Not as tight to the apex as some of the drivers. Maybe that's just a slightly faster line coming up towards Schumacher S. Rear end kicking out a little bit over the grass, and that it looks like is going to be off the track, but he's able to continue on. May have lost a little bit of time. Runs really, really wide, and around he goes there through RTL. Only a half spin. He's able to continue on, but it's not going to be an improvement on the lap. Just behind, though, this is Nuno Rodriguez. He is coming out. Oh, he's on an out lap. So that looks like now all drivers have finished their times. It definitely looks like it. Well, that was the qualifying session over. And we're going to head back to the pits and talk you through the results. And Jeffrey Tasnoi on pole position with a 1:38.631. Behind that, Giuseppe Ayala over a second behind in the end. So it must have been a really late improvement by Tasnoi, actually. It's over a second between the two of them. Maybe I was just getting the minutes wrong when looking at the time. Not too sure. But Hamdi Al-Yuini in third and Tariq Gamil in fourth position. On row number 3 we have Joseph Elton and David Izquierdo. Rounding out your prototype field is Roberto Di Filipia. And so we're just going across to the countdown timer. Further through the order, Ronnie Boehm in 8th, Florian Weiser in 9th. That's first and second in your GT class. Toby Ogasanwo in 10th. Lucas Gerlach in 11th, followed by Alan Roloff Groth. I believe that would be 5th position in class. Yes, it was 6th position in class. And Zalezi O'Era, Jeremy Brewer is in 7th in class. And then it will be Eugene Abramoff, Jacob Skov, and Martin Faber running at your top 10 in your GT field. Gaylor Capano, it will be in 11th position, followed by Nicholas Redman and Nuno Rodriguez going down to your 13th. And then in 14th position in your GT class, we have Ralph Euler at the rear of the field. And thank you very much. It is just been confirmed that LMP1 and GTA both have no ABS. And they both have traction control. Thank you very much, Baker7498 Army, for letting me know that. As we'll just try and get our camera here into a nice position for the start of the race. As we just hear the engines revving on the left-hand side there. Continue around here. So, for everyone who is joining us, we are just about to get going. After the timer counts down, we'll then have a 2-minute timer, I believe, as drivers will take to the grid. We have a 1-hour race session in front of us. Should be a rolling start with these two classes, but I'm not too sure how we are going to run it. So if I start yelling and screaming and then it turns out it's just a rolling start, then that's me looking like an idiot. We've got a mandatory pit though. It will be opening after 20 minutes of the race. It will close with 20 minutes to go. As we are just getting ready for the race to begin. As you can see, the first 7 starts taken up by the prototypes. And then we have all the GTs around the field. One and a half minutes to go. It's rather silent from this far back from the grid, as my position counter is going up and up. Oh, is that my ping? Oh, that doesn't sound too good, does it? Oh, that's my ping. Okay then, my ping's doing really bad. That's all good. It's dropping back down again. We're all fine. So we are about 50 seconds away and see more cars getting out onto the track at the very back there. 45 seconds to go. We've got a 3.2 mile circuit laying in front of these drivers. 1 hour of racing with lap times from your top of the prototype field I'm probably assuming that you can get within 3 minutes, you can get 2 laps. 6 minutes, you can get 4 laps. I mean, 60 minutes, you could get 40 laps, maybe more, maybe less. So, okay, about 40 laps then for the prototype field. Thinking for the GT field then, maybe about 25 to 30. I think there's going to be a lot of laps. The lights are counting up, though. Are we going to be a rolling start or a standing start? It looks like it's a rolling start. Yes, it is. It's going to be a rolling start here. As I get out onto the field, as now... Oh, right, yeah, on camera. Ah! I was getting really confused there. I didn't know what was going on. Let's go to the back as we are looking at our pole sitter, Jeffrey Tazanoy. Getting ready. As Jeffrey Tazanoy is going to be leading our prototype field. The two fields should sort of separate as well. So Ronnie Bowen will be taken to the front of the GT field. Just weaving around here. As, thank you very much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you very, very much. And welcome to racedepartment.com. The time is counting down, but we aren't yet green. Jeffrey Tazanoy at the front of the field will be leading your prototypes. Ronnie Beween will be leading your GTs, and as you can see there is a substantial gap between the two. And now looking, whilst we're on this warm-up lap here, at the tyres. Now that's going to be interesting. Most drivers in your prototypes are on your softs. Most of the top drivers in your GTs on your soft. The rear of the field, however, that's a lot of medium tyres from Capano, Redmond, Rodriguez and Euler. Prototypes are getting into formation now. As we are about to get started. This is it's going to be a really good race, and like I say, it's going to be interesting to see how the two classes react. Coming up through NGK chicane then, Jeffrey Tazanoy, he's going to be the one to go green. The GTs are right on the early prototypes, but it's not going to stay that way too long. Hopefully not anyway, hopefully there'll be no real issues. Up towards the line though, we're going to go green very, very shortly. And we are green. The drivers are now accelerating towards turn number 1. They're still in formation. Overtakes will definitely be happening down to turn number 1. Jeffrey Tazanoy already able to pull out. Tariq Miller already into second. Giuseppe down to third. The prototype's going side by side. GT's big lock up for Boeing. Florian Weiser tries on the outside line. It looks like we've stayed relatively clean throughout the rear of your field, but not anymore. Olof Groth has completely taken out a Ferrari. That's Toby Ogosano. And where is Groth? He's going to continue along. He's completely taken out the Ferrari. And he's around there as we've got a few more cars around, but the GT field's sticking relatively close together at the start of your race. But up at the front, your prototypes also, they're staying rather close together. Not as close together as your GTs, but there's an overtake here as Izguardo is behind El Urini. He's been able to get back up the field up to 4th position. It's a really good start by Izguardo there. Back into your GTs, Florian Weiser is now leading in that Porsche car. Further down your order, looking through. It seems like it's actually started really cleanly. As we look through the order. Oh, that's going to be Izguardo off the circuit already in his Toyota hybrid, and he is going to be overtaken by Joseph Elton. That's 2 positions down already on the opening lap. I think he was able to gain those into turn number 1 anyway. So I'm just going to get up the side here. I'm going to get my controller up so I can quickly skip to people As Escudero here attacking back on Joseph Elton, has to back into the slipstream, heading up towards Hagen. Or Hagen, not too sure. There's Germans in the chat, they're going to say that I'm doing this completely wrong. Further back though in your GTE field, we have Abramov looking for an overtake to P number 11. In his Porsche, looking to get past the BMW. He's been able to do that really easily, actually, along the straight. Holding it defensively in P number 11. Doing really well. Martin Faber, near the rear, is also looking to gain up a few positions. Can't quite do it into turn number 1. As we continue through, Jacob Skov in 15th position. I believe that's about 7th or 8th in class. He's going to gain through, is just behind Nuno Rodriguez. Has been able to do a attempt a very nice overtake. Didn't quite work out of Mercedes Arena. Tariq Jamil up front though, still looking for a podium position. He was there quite well during qualifying, but was knocked down the order just very slightly to 4th by Hamdi El-Youini within the final 10 minutes of the session, I believe, as Jamil is still rather close here. As we are about 6 minutes into the race. Here goes Jamil into the final turn. On the exit of Coca-Cola now. 2 teammates actually in the same livery there. Is it the same number as well? They are both in that Toyota machine. It is the number 7 Toyota machine for both cars. That's not going to make this easy at all. Jamil holding behind for now, and Joseph Elton also right behind that as well. But here goes Jamil trying to look up the inside. Can't quite make that move for now. Joseph Elton still right behind looking to get through. But here goes Jamil through the inside of Hamdi El-Youini. Is he going to be able to hold it though on the exit of Mercedes Arena? He's now got the outside line. He'll be able to do it. Thank you to Anonymous for subscribing. And welcome to racedepartment.com. But Jamil up to P number 3 now, pushing it slightly wide though through Valvoline into Ford, and he's been able to hold the position. Down in your GTE field though, Jacob Skov looking to get past Capano. That's for P14. And he's going to be able to do it on the exit. The Corvette getting a better run than the BMW. He's trying the outside. He can't quite do it. He's going to have to sit it behind that number 12 car. Definitely my favourite looking out on the circuit. Skov right behind here. And goes through, does Skov around the outside into Valvoline. Absolutely perfect move being made by Jacob Skov there. Alan Roloff Groff in P12. Looks up the inside of Eugene Abramov into Dunlop. Can't quite do it. He's going to have to sit behind for now. And up front, there's an overtake. Joseph Elton has made it into P number 4 past Hamdi El-Youini. And now El-Youini down to P5. Will Izquierdo be able to get involved in that battle? Joseph Elton coming out definitely ahead, firmly ahead, as that is an attempt for Toby Ogasangwo to get past Martin Faber. Can't quite do it. The Ferrari behind the Corvette at the moment pushes it rather wide through Warsteiner. Heading up towards NGK chicane. He moves to the outside. Ogasangwo is going to make the move on Faber. No, he's not. He's going to have to sit behind. That was a little bit of a lock-up from Faber just up ahead, coming up towards the final corner, though. 2 different racing lines being played. Ogasangwo going for the wider line. Faber going for the tighter line. It's definitely worked out, really, on Ogasangwo's playing cards there. It definitely seems like he's been able to close up. He's going to go for the outside line into Haug Hagen. Oh, that was completely wrong. Haug Hagen. And can't quite do it. He's going to have to stay behind for now. Here comes Escudero. Oh, he was just on the rear of Hamdi El-Youini. Couldn't quite do it. And now Joseph Elton's down the position. And Hamdi El-Youini back up into P number 4. And that is Joseph Elton down to P5, heading up to the final turn. Elton's going to try back up the inside to regain the position. Can't quite do it. The rear end kicking out just that little bit. And now up towards turn number 1 once more. Will there be late braking by Elton? No, it's all stuck together. You're only having a little bit of a lock-up. Down through Dunlop, though. That just shows you how slow the GTE cars are compared to the P1s, because that's how much time they've already lost. Ogosanu, though, looking to get past Faber. As I believe that was a really close position battle. I believe that's a P13, or no. That was one that flashed up on my screen for a split second, and then it changed. Ogosanu, though, still right behind. Martin Faber, both pushing it off the circuit through Warsteiner. And oh, that's a BMW coming from absolutely nowhere. Who was that? That was Groff. Roloff Groff off the circuit. That completely caught me out. It just suddenly appeared on the cameras. I didn't even realise that was a car off the circuit there. And now through the final corner, there's still that battle with the prototypes. No, there's contact. Huge contact. That's Joseph Elton taking out Alessio Ayera. He's not going to be happy about that, but that's what I said. It's going to be interesting to see how the two classes interact, and not too well is the answer to that. Gaylord Capano is looking to get past Eugene Abramoff here. No, sorry, that's Jacob Skov who's trying to get the move past Capano. We were watching this a while ago. Skov's been able to hold the outside line. Will he be able to keep it on the inside? Yes, he will. And Capano now down the position. Has been able to make that move rather nicely indeed, and Capano now down the position. He's got Ogosanu and Martin Faber behind. That's this battle here, riding on board with Faber now. You can see the 3 GT cars that are ahead. This is the first time my frame rate has not taken a hit when we're actually on board. So many cars on circuit, so much happening. A little bit of a lock-up from Ogosanu there, as it looks like he's going to be trying to get a move past Capano at some point. We now ride on board with Ogosanu in that Ferrari, chasing down the BMW through the Schumacher S, heading up towards RTL. About 13 minutes into this event, 7 minutes away from the pit window opening. Just see how close Ogosanu is to the rear of Capano. And actually, that was one of that was Groff running off the circuit. There's another hit from another prototype. Jeffrey Tazanoy, I believe that was. Our race leader has taken Martin Faber off the circuit. Faber was doing a really nice battle, and that's not exactly what you want to see from a race leader. And violation of our golden rule, perhaps. I don't know whose fault that was. Definitely looked, though, like Faber may have turned in. Coming along Hatzenbach, oh my word, what? Coming along Hatzenbach Bogan, which may have caused him to have the contact, so very possibly could have just been a racing incident. Giuseppe Ayera about 2 seconds down, and that's contact! Trying too hard to get past the Ferrari of Ogosanu. Roloff Groff getting involved, and this is exactly what I was saying during qualifying. Drivers are going to be trying their hardest to move up the positions, but they are going to be impatient. They're going to be so impatient. You've got so many straights along this circuit. You've got this one, for example, heading up towards Valvoline. You've got the exit of Ford up towards Dunlop that you can make the move through. You've got the exit of Schumacher S through RTL, through Warsteiner, all the way up to the NGK chicane, that you can make moves past people. You've even got all the way from Coca-Cola up to Hagen to be able to make it through people. Just hold it back. Maybe lose 2 or 3 seconds instead of losing so much more. He just lost about 6 seconds, Ayera did, and it could have been a lot worse than that. Luckily, though, he's continuing along without too many issues. Roloff Groff, though, is now behind. Ogosanu is going to be able to make the move up the inside through to RTL. And he's been able to do it. Groff up the position. Ogosanu now down to P15. P14 is... position would that be overall? That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in class. Heading up towards and through NGK chicane. Alan Roloff got ahead of the position. Toby Alexander down the position. Now coming up. 15 minutes have gone. 5 more minutes and our pit window will have opened. And drivers will be able to make their mandatory pit stops if they wish. And that's a big lockup from Roloff Goth, a big lockup from Alexander, probably trying to avoid. Got a prototype involved in that now, trying to get through as well. That's 4th position of El Urini, and if I'm not mistaken as well, that's 5th position Joseph Elton. That's a battle for P number 4 in your prototype class and overall at the moment, and that I believe is, yes it is, it's Cuero just behind as well, involved in this battle. The prototypes having to get past the GTs as there's contact behind. It's Cuero taking out Roloff Goth, and it definitely looked like he turned in too soon, which took out Goth. So that's big issues there. El Urini has come out on top though and has pulled away from Elton once more. Jeremy Brewer now behind Martin Faber. We've seen Faber getting quite a lot of incidents. But, sorry, not in Martin Faber not getting involved in a lot of incidents. Martin Faber getting involved in battles. He's been a driver to stay out of too many incidents. He may have had some issues here and there. Running on the softs. Martin Faber running on the mediums. That might be why he's starting to catch up now. It's because those medium compound tyres aren't as worn down as the softs that Faber is running. But we're trying to get past in his Ferrari 458 GT2 car. He is chasing down that Corvette C7R GTE just in front. Gap opening up a little bit, going up through Warsteiner. I think that was Brewer sacrificing the entry speed for exit speed. It's worked out. He's got right onto the rear of Faber. He's going to go for a move, heading up towards NGK chicane. He's going to try the outside. Very difficult to make a move on the outside. And in fact, he's going to lose a little bit more time than where he was going onto that straight there. Coming out of the final corner, and Jeremy Brewer about 7/10 down, trying to get as much friction as he possibly can on Martin Faber. Heading up towards turn number 1 now. And again, a big lock-up there from Martin Faber. We've seen that from a number of our drivers into turn number 1, just stamping on the brakes. And I did say it would probably be about 6 laps until your drivers at the rear of your field got lapped. In fact, it was about 4. And now your GTE leader of Florian Weiser is very shortly going to be overtaken by the leader of the P1 class, Jeffrey Tazanoy. As Tazanoy coming through Warsteiner there, as he's going to be lapped very shortly, I believe, or is he? The gap closing back down again. That is not Warsteiner. That is not. That is Tariq Gamil. Has that already been a lapping then for Florian Weiser? That has. That's my mistake. Florian Weiser has already been lapped. And it's, in fact, he's almost going to get lapped from the bottom of your prototype field. So it didn't take too long until all of your GTEs were lapped by the prototypes. And again, lock up for Weiser going into turn number 1. And that is going to be Gamil trying to run around the outside of Weiser, doing very nicely indeed, being patient. And it worked, although going a little bit too deep to the exit of Mercedes Arena there. As the pit window is about 1 minute away from opening. And will we see some of those drivers on the soft compound tyres decide it's time to go to the pits and maybe put on the mediums? Martin Faber chasing down Jeremy Brewer. He has lost the position. That happened rather recently, because only last lap Faber was still in front of Brewer. Brewer's been able to get past in his Ferrari. within the past minute or two. Our race leader has put in 10 racing laps here. Jeffrey Tazanoy leading. Oh, not too far actually, only about 4 seconds ahead of Giuseppe Aiera. And remember, Aiera had that incident with a back marker that caused him to spin and lose about 7 seconds actually. I think it was 7 seconds that he did lose. And he's still closing. Looking at that time, he is still getting closer, or maybe just where he is on the circuit, I'm not too sure. But here comes Martin Faber. Going to get back past Jeremy Brewer. He's going to try up the inside into Dunlop. He's going to be on the inside line. The two cars running side by side, giving each other as little room as possible. And through goes Martin Faber, back up to P17. Jeremy Brewer down to P18 once more. As they continue to head around. And into RTL. And now through Warsteiner. The pits have opened, by the way. They opened about 45 seconds ago. I've changed my game capture screen so it doesn't capture that disgusting thing at the top. And I will very soon change so you won't capture that disgusting control panel at the bottom either. But we have about 19 minutes left of our pit window. It's going to be interesting to see who comes in. We've seen David Izquierdo already in the prototype. So Izquierdo already decided it's time for his pit stop. He's going to come into the pit lane. And that's a really early stop actually. I wasn't expecting stops until at least 30 minutes in, or very close to 30 minutes as well. As really, now he's got to, not only has he got to fill up quite a lot of fuel to make sure he gets around as that's a P2. Being really, that was Izquierdo. He's just come out the pit lane, cold tyres, and not expecting it. Izquierdo going around. Jacob Skov looking to catch up to Clapano and make his move back through. That's definitely my more beautiful looking livery. Is Skov's car. Apparently the car that is to be is this one here. Well, of course, not only is it the BMW M3 GT2 car, but it's also that livery. Apparently is a really nice looking livery, the Fulton tyre livery. But my one, definitely my favourite, that Jacob Skov livery. That number 12 Primo Racing car. Heading up though through Warsteiner. Heading through. 37 minutes to go on the clock. We've only been racing for about, really, we've had 23 minutes gone, but oh! That's Clapano into the pit lane. Another really early stopper here. So Gaylor Clapano into the pit lane in the BMW. Will be making his early stop here. Alan Melokov will be trying to catch up to Jacob Skov now. Into turn number 1, and whatever I was talking about has completely gone out the top of my head now. 36 minutes to go in the race. I hope this multi-class racing is tiding you over before round number 4 of the Race Spartan Le Mans series by Versailles. That'll obviously be the 6 hours, or the Thrustmaster 6 hours of Road America. And I think you'll be happy to hear that I will be commentating all 6 hours of those, including the qualifying session beforehand. Because I am now your dedicated commentator for the Race Spartan Le Mans series. I've got a prototype dashing out of the way to get through. And I'll be bringing you all the remaining 24 hours of racing that the series has to offer. 16 minutes left of the pit window. Groff pushes it just a bit too hard. We have a battle though going on. Ralph Euler behind Alessio Aiera. Now Alessio was taken out by that prototype through RTL before. Euler running really wide there. I believe Aiera has just come out of the pit lane, which is why he's dropped so far down the field. Joseph Elton still in P number 5, chosen down. El Urini prototype just ahead on the track. Now, so there we go, through the bottom of the course with Dunlop, getting up past the GT driver, doing a really nice job to stay out of the way. That's Martin Faber, not getting in the way of the prototypes at all, being extremely predictable with his moves. Dopano, he has made his pit stop already. He's running in 17th at the moment. Medium tyres on his car. I believe he was running on softs before. So maybe the softs weren't really working out for him, which is why he's diving into the pit so early. And I'm going to go off in 14th here. So what I'm going to do is get my config up and do auto switch. There we go, because I can't be bothered to... Oh no! No, I won't, because it's doing... That's the issue. It's doing stupid cameras. Damn it! I thought the issue was fixed, but it wasn't. Joseph Hudson, though, heading down towards turn number 1. And then go. Really tight line there by Elton. Really over the apex. A bit too much over the apex. Almost at halfway through tonight's motor race, then. If this multi-class racing isn't enough to tide you over, though, up until Road America, be sure to join us tomorrow, where we have yet another multi-class event. That will be on Race Room Racing Experience, and we have a lovely multi-class event being brought to you there. I believe we have 3 classes, I'm not too sure, but we will be going live from about the same time, which will be 19:30 GMT. All of qualifying and the race as well, and I will be bringing you that with my lovely commentary voice. Joseph Elton still moving up the field at the moment. Alain Roloff-Groth running around in 14th, still trying to chase down to Skov. Now it's going to be interesting when these two pit. We're almost at the halfway point, so it's going to be now the deciding factor when drivers decide to come down pit lane. It's definitely going to be interesting what tyres, because looking at it, we've got a driver on the hard compound. When David Izquierdo came out of that pit lane, he had cold, hard tyres. Now, I believe the mediums are rather slow compared to the softs. Then put on a strap on a set of hard compound tyres, you're going to lose even more time. Now, Giuseppe Ayura is doing his hardest to catch your race leader here, and he is doing a fantastic job at that. About 2.5 seconds it fluctuates towards. And now coming through, and Giuseppe Ayura doing really well. Running in that. Now we see Martin Faber is in the pit lane and 2 laps down. Martin Faber is out of the motor race. Alain Roloff-Groth, though, has been able to catch up to Jacob Skov. And now Roloff-Groth is going to be trying his hardest to make the move past Skov. It's BMW versus Corvette. Faber, as is displayed at the top of the screen, he has disconnected from the server. We have our first retirement. We've still got 20 cars out on your field, though. It's a real shame to see Faber out. Coming through coming through Hatzenbakabogen there, and now towards NGK chicane. I do try my hardest to say the names as fluently as possible, but I am probably one of the most British people you will ever meet. I did do 3 years of Spanish, 3 years of German, and I cannot remember a single word in either of the languages. If you do want to take part in these races, then get involved, then it's very easy to do so, as there's a battle for P number 4. Andy El Urini is trying his hardest to hold on to P number 4. He can't do it, I don't think. I think Roberto De Filippius has just been able to get through. No, he's been able to get past Filippius, who's now dived into the pit lane. So yes, if you want to get involved in the races, Skov is behind Ogasan. What? No! Groth's been able to make the move through. Damn it, we looked away at the wrong point, and Groth has been able to get past Skov. If you want to get involved in these races though, be sure to head over to racedepartment.com. It's only €10 for the entire year of premium membership. And once you get that premium membership, you are able to take part in all of our club events. You're also able to take part in all of our league events as well. Absolutely no entry barriers. Our new leagues that will be starting up, we have the GT League in September. We'll have 2 fields, and that will be qualification for each race to decide which drivers are on each field. And then we also have the GP League starting up in October, and that'll again be qualification, but that'll be qualification for the entire season. And we'll have 2 fields running in that as well. So really no entry requirements as long as you're fast enough to qualify for the fields. You should be good to go, but we do have 40 slots available in our prototypes. We have 50 slots available in our we've got 40 slots available in our GT League that's coming up. Thereabouts anyway. I'm not too sure about all of the details at the moment, and same with the Formula 3 League that's coming up, our GP League, so that'll be having about 50 slots. Thank you very much, whoever did just subscribe. I missed your name as I was talking through that. As we see Eugene Abramoff and Alan Roloff into your pit lane. Toby Agosandro, though, is looking for the lead in the GT field. Jeffrey Taznor has also made his pit stop from your race lead. Giuseppe Ayura now at the front. Heading through Ogasanru behind Wise. We're going to go right on board here. And now up towards Dunlop. Very well indeed to keep it nice and smooth, but definitely looks like Weiser going to pull away. Was there a pit stop from Weiser then? Has Weiser already made his pit stop and it's closed the gap between the 2 drivers? I'm not too sure. I must have missed that. I was looking at all of my extra information about some of the cars and some of the drivers, and it just sort of distracted me from whether Florian had made a pit. Giuseppe Ayura from our race lead is into the pit lane. This is Jeffrey Tazanoy. He's just coming through turn number 1. Believe means he is back into the lead, and Giuseppe Ayura has lost a hell of a lot of time. Where is Giuseppe? Giuseppe has come out in 3rd behind Tariq Jamil, and look how much time he lost. He was about 2 seconds down. He's now about 13 or 14. That is a lot of time lost. Is that maybe on the in-lap, or is that in the pit lane itself? Not too sure. Looking at Roberto De Filippis here, he is the rear of your prototype field. As we see Lucas Gerlach and Toby Augustano, Jacob Skov also into the pit lane. Mistake from De Filippis, and thank you Ricardo Kruger for subscribing, and welcome to racedepartment.com. 7 minutes left of your pit window. Just under 7 minutes to go of your pit window. And I think we've seen most drivers in now. I really do think we've already seen Florian Weiser into your pit lane. Have we seen Ronnie Bohemian? Yes, we have. That's why he's now into 2nd position. And we've just seen Toby Augustano into the pit lane, which has dropped him down to... Oh, there's a spin by Roberto De Filippis. Luckily, all the drivers avoiding him, but only just a big correction from Tazanoy there. Is running off the circuit through Coca-Cola and gets back on. I think that was a bit of an overcorrection from Tazanoy within that incident, but he's kept it nice and clean now. At least he's got back on. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I think I've seen Tazanoy make. It's allowed Tariq Jamil to close the gap, because there is that battle between Tariq Jamil and Giuseppe Ayura that will start to really rage on. I believe we're yet to see Tariq into the pit lane. Either that or Giuseppe has just lost so much time in the pits. Groth, though, is going to be able to get back past Skov. They're battling once again on the outside line. Wow, through Valvoline, goes Groff on the outside line. There was definitely a little bit of contact. Scott was trying his hardest to squeeze Groff away and out of making that move, but he's gone forward anyway, allowing Rodolphe Groff back into P number 14. Now we know that Groff, he actually races in the Race Department Le Mans Series. A number of our drivers do. I mean, we do have over 150 drivers signed up for the league. He is signed up with TXL Racing, who I used to be signed up with actually. So, you know, I'm happy that he's doing, he's trying his hardest to move up the field, but he does know GTs rather well. He normally races Corvette, but here he's running in that BMW. Probably a preferred car from him. One of the driver teams that I know runs that BMW in the Race Department Le Mans Series will be, well, one of the BMWs anyway. I'm not too sure if it's the identical M3, but that would be races in pyjamas, and they're quite a big rival with TXL. So hello, Rodolphe Groff. I don't know what he's trying to do here. Create some controversy maybe. Coming up through the final corner though, we go. We've actually got a couple, I say a couple, a number of prototypes behind. De Filipis allowing Giuseppe Ayera through, and there's contact! Ayera being able to get past Tariq Gamil. Gamil trying to get out from behind the slipstream of Groff. Big contact. Luckily both drivers staying straight. Now we know with the Assetto Corsa sometimes contact can lead to huge incidents. Luckily though, both drivers keeping it straight. Giuseppe Ayera now into second, but he is 8 seconds off of Jeffrey Tazanoy. Wow. That was huge. Oh, that was the wrong button. That was complete wrong button. I'm just spamming buttons and it's all going wrong. Let's go find someone to watch. Jacob Skov in 15th position. He's lost quite a lot of time, so I don't know if Groff ahead, but no, not anymore, because Groff's off the circuit. Groff is off the circuit, and that means Skov is back up the position now. This is the issue that I'm seeing here with Groff. Is he's fast, he's able to make the moves, he's able to do really good moves, but he's rather inconsistent. He's making mistakes every other lap, if not every lap. Coming up through Schumacher S though, up towards RTL, and Skov back up the position. Tariq Gamil though, looking at his hardest, says contact. Giuseppe Ayera is off the circuit. That is on the exit of Warsteiner. And thank you, Ricardo Marciano, for subscribing. Welcome to RaceDepartment.com. That was contact with Clapano. And Ayera is now back down to third, 6 seconds off Tariq. Tariq in himself is 20 seconds off of Jeffrey Tazanoy. Sorry, 10 seconds, that's timing wrong. Him himself is about 10 seconds off. That's still a lot of time. Giuseppe Ayera before the pit stops, 2 seconds separated Jeffrey Tazanoy and Giuseppe Ayera. Pit stops came around. I don't know whether it was a back marker that Ayera collided with, or whether he, I don't know, had a really slow pit stop, but he lost so much time. He is now about 20 seconds off of Jeffrey Tazanoy. It's crazy. Tariq Gamil though running around the circuit at the moment. Alain Rodolphe Groff looking to recover from his issues that he's constantly having. He seems to be in that Falcon liveried car, chasing down Jacob Skov. Jacob Skov himself is chasing down Clapano. Now we know that Clapano had that incident rather recently, just last lap indeed, with Giuseppe Ayera. Heading up towards Dunlop. Gaylord Clapano leading this three-car train here in 13th. That'll be position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in class. And thank you, Omar Marquez, for subscribing. Welcome to RaceDepartment.com. If I am missing any of the description, I do apologise. It's just a really, really quiet sound compared to the game, because it's no longer obviously the Twitch one, it's the YouTube one, and the sound is rather quiet. Clapano is in front of Jacob Scott says, battle for P number 2 once more. Tariq Gamil trying his hardest. Giuseppe Oria is going to have the inside line, and Giuseppe's gone around. It's going to collect Gamil. Ah, big incident there. Gamil into the gravel. Giuseppe's able to get it back straight. But Tariq Gamil, second still. Giuseppe Oria at third. Losing the rear end so easily. Jacob Scott, though, he's going to now look up to 13th past Gaylord Capano into turn number 1. But he's going to stay behind. He's going to not risk losing that rear end. There's oh my word, a donation. Thank you very much, Reek. Donated €11 and 30 cents. Woo! I absolutely love you now. Thank you very, very, very much. I can now go out and buy my... Actually, that paid for my food today. Thank you very much. Jacob Skov, able to get past Gaylord Klapano, who had a really poor exit out of Mercedes Arena. And through goes Roloff Groff as well. Klapano down 2 positions in 2 corners. Actually, 2 positions on 1 straight, really. He lost those positions there. Skov leading... Skov leading Roloff Groff now, leading Klapano. Klapano already dropping down a little bit. Scott leading ahead as you're all complaining about this modelled version of Nürburgring. I'm going to complain that it's really, really, really affecting my frame rate, which is having difficulties getting past 40 frames through when there's more than 4 cars on the screen. And I never normally have those issues as Roloff Groff goes up the inside of Skov. He's going to force him wide on RTL. He's going to try hold the outside line through Warsteiner. Can't quite do it. He's going to try to switch back, heading up along the straight. Now heading up to Hatcham Bergbogen. He's dropped it down a little bit. The gap increasing ever so slightly as you look in the bottom there. Now heading up through NGK chicane. Got a prototype just behind. Who is that? That is Hamdo El Urini. 3rd position. He's going to hang it behind through the final corner through Coca-Cola. On the straight, the prototype's going to be able to get through. There he goes on the exit of the corner. The much, much faster P1 already clear of the GT drivers. Well, I've got still trying to get past Skov. Thank you very much, Javi-san87 for subscribing. Welcome to racedepartment.com. Thank you all very much for slamming your hand on that subscribe button. Thank you very much. And if you do really enjoy this, also hit that like button as well. Be sure to join us tomorrow. We have more multiclass. Oh my god, Skov has gone off. Skov is down the position. The pressure's got to him. Roloff Groff is up the position. But we know that the pressure gets to Groff so easily. And he goes off very, very often. I really don't mean to disgrace a former teammate of mine. But it looks like he's just trying a bit too hard around this circuit. And he's just pushing off a little bit. Like I say though, if you want to see some more multi-class action, same time tomorrow, 19:30 GMT, we will have multi-class on Race Room. Yes, on Race Room by the lovely Sector 3 Studios, who you have seemed to all be praising tonight in the chat. So be sure to join us tomorrow if you want to take part in the event. All you have to do, become a premium member. That's only €10 for the entire year. I mean, it was less than what was donated for us. So you know. Thank you, Everett, for subscribing, and off goes Alan Roloff Groff. He's wide. He's not lost too much time, though. He's able to hold it ahead. Oh, my word. This is really getting interesting, this battle for P number 6 in class. I mean, it's now P number 6 for class. Was it P number 5 now that Gaylord Capano has got involved? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in class? It's battle... No, it's 6. Yes, it is a battle for 6 in class. Roloff Groff in that 6th position, Scott in 7th. But yeah, if you want to join tomorrow, premium member, that's all you have to be. €10 for the entire year, that's 12 months. Only €10. You can take part in daily club events, in our league events also. But that multi-class tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. Skov going really deep into Hooghaken there. Not able to make the move, trying it. It gets so close to the rear, Roloff Groff, but the 2 different lines mean that they just sort of separate. Really, Klapano is out of this battle now. He's just dropped down too far. As you can see, he's only just coming through the exit of Mercedes Arena. Skov, though, still trying his hardest to chase down Groff and get back up that position. Believe me, you're not going to be able to teach me German in 15 years. Like I said, Daniel, yes, you know exactly it. You just responded the moment after I said that. You right, or in 15 years. That's perfect. We just know each other. Right, Skov behind Alan Roloff Groff here. P number 12. I mean, I did do it for 3 years, and like I said, I was rather good at the time. I did get distinctions. Maybe through a little bit of cheating. I mean, no, never. I did get distinctions in both Spanish and German, but yeah, I can't remember really much now. I just don't know. Especially live on air, yeah. Right, as we're still watching this Battlefield 312, we've really gone off into another conversation. Now, that sort of conversation is what we can do in the Race to Park Le Mans series by Vasaro's streams, as I will be there the entire 6 hours of the next round. If you want to have a conversation with me, just have a conversation with me. I can talk about anything. For now, though, we're talking about this battle because Skov's gone up the inside of Roloff Groff for P12. That 6th position on the class, and that's a little bit of contact as Groff has gone defensive in that BMW. He's leading the Corvette, heading up towards turn number 1, heading up towards Hagen. As I keep on getting it wrong, I know, but going into turn number 1, Scott's going to break lane. Roloff Groff's got the outside line. Who's going to get the faster exit? It's definitely Mercedes Arena. Absolutely fantastic. He's got the inside, but no, he drops behind. He doesn't want that line. Hold the position, P number 6. Scott's lost a little bit of time with that. He's about 4 tenths behind, but he's going to get a better line. Or does he? He's going to stick with it. Groff's got the inside coming out of Mercedes Arena. He's going to be able to hold the position. He's going to hold on to 6th in class at the moment, but Skov's all over the rear, heading up towards Valvoline. And that Corvette all over the rear of the BMW, heading up through Ford now. Heading up into sector number 2. Skov's all over the rear, but the gap's increased once more. I think the pressure for now, Roloff Groff can just have a little bit of a breather. Just have a little bit of a relax in this bottom end of the circuit. Maybe not, because he's locked up going into Dunlop. He's been able to hold it, though. He has been able to hold it indeed. And Skov, the gap has now increased to about 7 tenths. Got a prototype just behind. That's Jeffrey Tasnoy. That is your race leader in the Porsche 919 Hybrid 2015 car. He's going to go around the outside of Jacob Skov. Keep it on the circuit. Really nice indeed. Now coming through Hatzenbach Rogan. And being able to get past Alan Roloff Groff rather easily. Not getting too involved in this battle for P6 in the GT class. Battle for P12. Overall, we have 6 prototypes still running. We've had 1 prototype retirement, 1 GT retirement. Not too bad at all, bearing in mind we have been racing for 48 minutes. 12 minutes to go on the clock. Jacob Skov going into turn number 1. Rather late braking there. Seems rather deep. I mean, Alan Roloff Groff just did have a little bit of a lock-up going that turn, but it wasn't enough to really get involved in any sort of battle. We are going to ride on board with Jacob Skov here as he's heading out of Mercedes Arena, going over the apex, and just see how far the Groff is pushing it, and a little bit too far over the white lines, I think, out of the Mercedes Arena. And corner cutting in this game, not really existent. I mean, you do have the PLP app, but only a few people run it. So corner cutting is very easy to do. If you haven't got a stream, it's even easier to do. I think we've seen Groff cut the line there, and hopefully you can stay on the circuit elsewhere within the final 11.5 minutes. The BMW leading the Corvette for P number 6 in class. And this is definitely one of the closest battles. But Skov, it's not actually anymore. Skov has actually lost a lot of time there. And this battle is now the closest in your prototypes. That in your GT, sorry. That was Joseph Allison, 4th in your prototypes. Getting past, and oh, almost contact there with Lucas Gerlach. Because Gerlach was trying to move out the way of the prototype. Didn't realise the prototype really had a much easier move. As I don't know what we're being told to look at here. Why did I not think that was going to happen? Olaf Groth has made a mistake. He is back down behind Jacob Skov, who is into P number 12. Looking at your tyres. Oh, it's glossed off again through your final corner. Looking at your tyres though. The drivers, most of your, well, all of your rear of your field are on your mediums. Most of your middle of your field are on the softs. In your prototypes though, we have one driver, Elton, mediums. Fourth is Prieto, hard. He's in the fifth. But then Philippis, he's on the soft tyres anyway, but he is on, he is at the rear of the field. Now we're getting a battle told to look into the 10th because August Sanwu is right over behind Lucas Gerlach for the battle for P number 9. 10 minutes to go, and we've still got a couple of battles. Now, this battle for P number 9 is a battle for podium in the GT class for August Sanwu. What's he decided to do? He's decided to completely dive bomb Jeffrey Tazanoy to avoid getting banned for 30 days. He's followed the golden rule, allowed Tazanoy back through, but he's now lost out to Lucas Gerlach by about 4 or 5 seconds. Not what you want. Alan Roloff got though. Still trying to chase back down Jacob Skov, get back up the position, back into P number 12, and back into 6th in the battle for 6th in class. Alessio Ayera, 2 laps down in your pit lane. I believe we've just had our 3rd retirement of the evening. Our 2nd retirement in the GT field. Not too bad actually, bear in mind we have been running for 51 minutes and 8 seconds. Coming up towards NGK chicane, will Goth be able to close up to Skov? It looks like he's already been able to close up a little bit of time. Much smoother through the chicane. Much faster by the look of it as well. I say much, maybe only a 10th. But coming through Coca-Cola, time lost. A little bit of a slide. We saw a correction on the wheel, and that immediately is going to lose him time. Already the gap increasing along the straight, and even though Goth is supposed to be the drive behind, getting slipstream, not able to do it. Skov's gone a little bit too deep into turn number 1 though, locked up, going one wide through Harg Hacken there. And now Olaf Groth is going to be all over the rear of Skov, coming out of Mercedes Arena. He's going to have to stay behind for now, but goes wide, goes Skov, through goes Alan Groth, and there's contact, and he's just got back onto the circuit. Olaf Groth back through, Jacob Skov back down. Oh my word, as they head up towards Valvoline, these two drivers, they can't decide what position they want to be in. They're just constantly changing. Each one of them in turn making mistakes. Heading up towards Dunlop now. 7.5 minutes to go. Jeffrey Tazanoy has been leading your race since the start, apart from when he went into the pit lane. Giuseppe Ayura back into 2nd. He has closed that gap down quite a bit though, only 6 seconds. Don't think he'll be able to close it down enough though to get involved in any more of a battle in the final 7 minutes. Hamdi El Yurini half a lap behind Giuseppe Ayura. That's half a lap between 2nd and 3rd position, and all of your prototypes are so far apart from each other. It's definitely the GTs that are worth watching. Toby August-Sanwu though, he is the driver looking for 3rd in class. He's about 3 seconds off of Lucas Gerlach. Skov is going to be overtaken by a prototype who does a smart thing and stays behind, going up through NGK chicane there. Heading up to the final hairpin now. And again, the prototype just staying behind. He's going to move to the barriers. The inside wall there. Jacob Skov, will he go for a move into turn number 1? This is going to decide, will he make the Corvette up the inside? No, he doesn't. Maybe trying to pile the pressure on Groth, who goes defensive into turn number 1. It doesn't hinder him too much, actually. It looks like he's still got a really nice exit out of that corner. Skov still all over the rear. This is where he made the mistake last lap that lost him down to P13 and P7 in class. Keeping it really close to the rear through Mercedes Arena. Does Skov, though. 6 minutes to go. Coming through and looking at our time, 6 minutes will still be only about 3 or 4 laps for these drivers. So not much left in it at all, and Scott will be trying his hardest to move up the position, but he has dropped down just that little bit. Big lock up from Groth once more. I'm afraid to look away from this battle because Groth is probably going to make another mistake. Thank you, Jarek. Hey, oh, I'm still butchering really simple names. Sorry about this. Jarek, hey, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to racedepartment.com. I'm told to go have a little look at Lapano, and we caught him just at the right time. He was trying to get past Scott because he was just behind that battle actually. Braking a bit too hard though, and running off of the circuit. Sorry, no, that was Capano right behind Rodriguez. Just being able to make the move and then losing off. Eugene Abramov, though, looking for a top 10. That'll be 4th position in the GTE class. You think they get past Toby Olga-Sanwo? That was a prototype off at turn number 1 in the gravel. Back on the circuit, though, and back running again. That's David Escudero. Hopefully, he will get away from these GTEs without too much interaction. It looks like he has been able to do that indeed. Coming up now, 4.5 minutes to go as we head up to the bottom end of the circuit into section number 2. As I'm going to go have a look at this battle here once more. Skov still over the rear of Roloff Groth. He's probably hoping that Groth makes a mistake within the next couple of laps because, well, maybe in a lap's time, because it takes Groth a couple of laps to get back past Skov. Once Skov's there, he can defend really nicely. But it's whether or not Groth makes a mistake beforehand that'll mean that Skov is able to remain in that battle and get past Philippis, holding behind, doing a very nice job of making sure he doesn't interact with this GT battle too much and he can get through nice and cleanly. Coming through, actually Scott attacking the prototype who was having difficulties getting past Groth, or trying not to get involved again, like I said, trying not to get any contact. But I don't know whether it's hindered Skov trying to battle with the prototype through Dunlop. Coming up through RT Elvo, the gap about 7/10 of a second. I'm still looking at that gap between Eugene Abramov and Toby Olga-Sanwo. At the moment, it's not as close as this. With 3 minutes to go, Jeffrey Tazanoy still leading 32 laps. I did expect about 40, so I did overestimate. But still running rather a large number of laps, 1 hour of racing. And the battle for P number 6 has come down to the final 2.5 minutes. Jacob Skov still over the rear of Roloff Groth, probably just trying to pile the pressure, definitely with so little time remaining. He looks for the inside, he definitely wobbled to the inside, but again, Groth goes defensive. Skov takes the racing line. On the exit of Hagen, the gap still about 0.5. And again, through this Mercedes arena, the 2 different racing lines is really evident. And, oh, Skov's put it in deep. Skov's put it in deep. That's how he lost the position in the first place. And now the gap is over a second. He's lost it out. I think that's going to be it for the battle for P number 6 in the GT field. Skov was doing so well, unless Roloff Groth makes one of his anticipated mistakes within the final few minutes. Well, it's the final few corners, I would say, with only 1.5 minutes to go. Bit of a lock-up there from Groth. This is the driver to be watching, though. 1.5 minutes to go. I believe we'll get in one more lap after this. Jeffrey Tazanoy, he's had a few issues with back markers, with GT class fields, with drivers spinning out, causing him to run off the circuit. But overall, Tazanoy has been the man to prove himself cleanest in the field. Giuseppe Ayer, we know he's had incidents He's had multiple incidents with a few of the GT cars. A couple of scrapes and bangs with the other prototype cars. And Tazanoy has been the one to come out on top in all of this by over 15 seconds by the... well, again, the times on the left-hand side fluctuating up, but over 10 seconds for sure between Tazanoy and the rest of the field. Coming up to 30 seconds remaining, Tazanoy coming up to his final lap. What a race it's been, starting from pole position in your prototype field. That's absolutely fantastic as he comes through onto the final lap. Just a quick look at your leader in your GT field, because he's going to come around to go onto your final lap, his final lap as well. He started second in class, got into the lead after turn number 1, has led the GT field since. Even when he went into the pit stop, he was still leading the GT field. Absolutely amazing, and we will have a little bit flip back to him every now and then, as we're also watching Jeffrey Tazanoy heading through Mercedes Arena. This is the final lap of the motor race. Jeffrey Tazanoy is going to win. If he can keep it clean anyway, he's going to win a very nice race indeed. Very clean. It's what you like to see with another multi-class event coming tomorrow. The Race Department Le Mans Series in about 1 month's time, just over 1 month's time, in fact 1.5 months I think, until Road America. Lots of testing to be put in for a lot of our drivers, and a number of them taking part in today's club events, but not all of them will be going out onto the track. Obviously it's only a 6-hour event, and when we saw the last 6-hour event at Silverstone, we only saw 2 drivers in most of the cars. I think the max we did see was 3. So for a lot of people, their fix will be on to round number 5, which will be the 12-hour race. That's where most of the drivers will be getting out onto the track once more. But Jeffrey Tazanoy is going to win this multi-class event, our lovely club event, on Assetto also tonight around Nürburgring. He's done an absolutely fantastic job. I've done an okay job pronouncing the German corner names, but coming across the line goes Tazanoy. He is going to win. I believe that battle just up ahead is that battle between Alan Roloff-Goff and Jacob Skov. It's still going on, and they are still racing. So Florian Weiser is coming through now to cross the line, and then we're going to go have a look at that battle between Skov and Groff. Across the line goes your GT3 winner, then, of Florian Weiser. But this is the battle we've been watching most of tonight's event. Jacob Skov v Alan Roloff-Groff. And it's really the battle of liveries, because this number 12 livery is my favourite livery out on track. But for a number of drivers down in the, well, number of people in our chat tonight, this livery driven by Groff, that BMW of the number 17, is the preferred livery. And it looks like he is going to win out on track out of these 2 cars. And that will be 6th position in class. That'll be 7th, sorry, that would be 12th position overall. Coming through. These 2 will be the last drivers to cross that finish line, because we did see that Tazanoy slowed up out of the final corner to allow both drivers to get across the line. But that's Skov off! No! Skov is off of the course. He's gone off through the exit of RTL. He must have lost the rear end and been a little bit loose heading towards Warsteiner. And then through Warsteiner, he just went around. And, just out of the contention for Battle P12, P6 in class. But what a race it's been, and we're going to go have a little look at the race results then following that. Jeffrey Tazanoy won your race after 1 hour, 1 minute, 26 seconds, 0.311. Giuseppe Ayala finished about 9 seconds behind in second. Almost a minute behind your race leader was Hamdi El Urini in third. Joseph Elton finished your race in 4th position. David Escudero finished in 5th. Roberto Di Filippi in 6th. And that was your prototype field. In your GT field then, Florian Weiser won your race. Ronnie Bowen finished in second, followed by Lucas Gerlach and Toby Augustino rounding out your top 4. Eugene Abramov finished in 5th position in your GT field. 6th was given to Alan Roloff Goff, battling with Jacob Scott for quite a lot of that. But in the end, making a mistake on the final lap just meant that he couldn't get through. Really close battling between two of them throughout most of that race. And Nuno Rodriguez in 14th position. Gaylord Clapano in 15th. 16th position given to Jeremy Brewer. And that'll be 10th position overall, I believe. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, 10th position in the GT class, sorry. So 10th for Jeremy Brewer. 11th given to Nicholas Redmond. And Ralph Euler was the final racer to finish. We had Tariq Gamil retiring in your prototypes. Lazio Era was your retirement in the GT, as well as Martin Faber. So only 3 retirements in 60 minutes of racing. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Thank you very much then for watching today. That was, wow, real load of fun. If you want to watch some more multi-class racing, we do have another multi-class event tomorrow, and that'll be that'll be on Race Room, where I think we have about 34, 35 drivers signed up for. I know that's how many we normally get in our multi-class events. I think we have over 30 drivers signed up for that one. But anyway, that has been a fucking fantastic event, and I can't wait for tomorrow's event. I also can't wait for the next Race Department Le Mans Series event. The fact that I'm now a dedicated commentator and not going to be doing any of the stream myself. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Thank you everyone who was subbed tonight. I mean, there's been so many subscribers. It's fantastic. Thank you also for the donations that been sent in. I'm really appreciative of that. I'm very sure that Bram will be very appreciative of that as well. And when I made the joke that you paid for my lunch, you didn't. Don't worry, it's not my money. I paid for myself because, you know, I actually have to do a real job. It's sad, I know. But thank you very much though for joining us here tonight. If you want to get involved in these, premium membership, only €10. You can take part in every single club event that you want. You can take part in them daily. So that is great. Thank you very much. There's a lot of people in chat tonight as well. We never normally get this active in chat. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed, hit that thumbs up button. It really makes me feel bigger and warmer at my heart. I can't believe it's only a Saturday, because normally I never do a stream on a Saturday, so I keep on thinking it's a Sunday. I have another day off before going back to school. Yes. Woo. Thank you very much for watching here tonight. And I know that at the end I've been very unprofessional. Thank you very much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.